we are officially in the home stretch as far as recruiting is concerned. We're not going to have many days left. And as you can see, we got ourselves another hard commit in Tyrese Mentor, who's been a key prospect that we've been recruiting heavily, along with Tompkins and JT Mangum. And we got ourselves another hard commit in Alfonso Cumberland, a 3-star commit, wide receiver commit out of Georgia, which, like I mentioned early on in the process, him and Candidate are going to be two people that we move from wide receiver to tight end. After talking to the homie Wayne Jones, shout out to him, big time supporter of the channel, big time supporter of this rebuild and any of my rebuilds. But that was a recommendation that he made. Any of these bigger receivers, just move them to tight end. Like I said, I used to do that in Madden a lot, and I don't know why I never thought about doing it here. But yeah, so we got ourselves a big time commit in Cumberland. We'll move to tight end, and we're in the home stretch, like I said. And I know the last few episodes I've been kind of down because it just seems like we just can't get right. We've been suffering loss after loss after loss, close loss after close loss, then getting completely throttled by Marshall. What was that, like 56-28? I think that's what the score was. And then just the bottom of the bottom losing to Georgia State really put a nail in our coffin. Again, we started out 4-1 and went on that 5-game losing streak. Now we're 4-6 right now. But after taking a couple days off and giving us a little break, kind of regathered. Again, we're fully focused on the offseason. We know we're not going to have a chance at the conference championship. We know we're more than likely not going to get a bowl game. But we got to finish out strong. Again, the goal is to try to force feed Cam Michael to try to get him a Heisman Trophy bid, should I say, or get him in the running and possibly try to bring that home. Like I said, we can gain some kind of solace from this season if we can get a Heisman Trophy victory with one of our players. So we're going to try to force feed Cam Michael. But other than that, we've regained our composure. We're good. We're going to refocus, get aligned, get prepared for next season. We're going to go ahead and make sure, Jesus Christ, I can't even speak correct. We're going to make sure we refocus our energy on recruiting, giving these recruits the exact time and effort that they need. Like here with Ojemudia or Ojemudia, we're going to go ahead and send a house for him. But again, we refocus. We're aligned, getting ready for year 2. We're going to come out better in year 2. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Like I mentioned in the comment section when I was talking to Wayne, we're winning no less than at least 8 or 9 games in year 2. Mark my words. We're going to turn this thing around. We're going to right the ship. We're going to have a success story with this rebuild. I promise that. And it starts right here, right now with the recruiting. So we've got a couple commits. We've lost out on quite a bit. As you can see, our targets aren't really the best. So we're going to have to turn it around because we have quite a bit of holes that we need to fill going into year 2. We need 2 more quarterbacks. We need another running back. We don't need a fullback. It says we need a fullback, but I'm not getting a fullback. It says we need three more tight ends. Again, I'm counting these receivers that we're recruiting and we're going to move to tight end as tight ends. So we don't need any receivers, but of course, a lot of these guys are going to get moved to tight end. We also need 3 tackles. We need 3 outside linebackers, a Mike, and 4 safeties or 4 free safeties, 2 strong safeties, and a punter. So we have to rebuild this board, and it starts right here, right now. I also probably, I'm all over the place with my words right now. I'm trying to getting ahead of myself, talking too much, so I'm stumbling over my words. But we have to rebuild our prospect board or our recruiting board, should I say, because we've been focusing a lot of attention on the key prospects we've been trying to obtain that we've been completely disregarding trying to bring in anybody else. And I've been getting outside of my whole method that I said I needed to start out with, which is, target some 3 stars, maybe a couple 4 stars, but then target 2 stars and 1 stars. I've gotten outside of that, and that could come back to bite us in the behind near the end of this season if we don't get enough prospects coming in going into year 2. So we'll see if I made a huge mistake or if I can if I could right the ship, should I say, as far as this whole recruiting aspect is concerned. But nonetheless, we do have to fill out this board according to the needs that we have. So we went ahead, we covered for quarterback and running back. Now we just have to address the outside linebacker, and Mike, as well as safety. So we're up to 26 prospects now. We already got him on our list. Let's go. Okay, so we got our outside linebackers. Now we can move along to free safety. We want to check that first since Mike isn't really the biggest need. It's only calling for one there. So let's see. Free safety. What do we got here? Damn, they don't even really have a lot of good prospects. Look, I guess maybe I can get away with not filling everything completely out and see what the transfer portal looks like in the offseason. Or I could add these guys now, see what they look like, at least scout them. And then if they aren't fitting, I can remove them later. And then we can address like everything else with the transfer portal. But let's see, I only need 4 more prospects. Got 3-star there, add him. Add a couple 2-stars as well. All right, so 33 out of 35. We can deal with that. So now all we have to do is just start recruiting. So there we go. Tyrese Mentor, a hard commit. We'll be paying him $100 in NIL. So let's see. I do need to readjust everything. Put everybody down to the bottom that has already committed. So they're not in the way of everybody else that I'm going to be scouting and recruiting going forward. All right. So we'll readjust that really quick. Get all of these guys out the way. And then we'll start. I'm just glad that we were able to land the 3 biggest prospects. The main guys we were really worried about pulling in was JT Mangum being the number 1, then Tompkins being number 2 because the 98 speed with the 6'2". I keep bringing that up. The 6'2", 199-pound cornerback. I bring that up because in prior years, well, at least in 26 and then in 25 as well, it was rare that we found somebody with such high speed as a 3-star or 2-star at all. So the fact that we were finally able to come across one, I'm pretty hyped that not only did we come across one, but we got him to commit as well. So Bradley Hazelwood, quarterback. We're at, right now, we're just in the scouting phase right now. We got to see if they got the speed that we looking for. 82, no, the 62 speed. Hell no. So far, not so good with some of these guys. So running back 90 acceleration, 86 speed. We might could work with that. We might could work with the 86 speed. We'll revisit that. We'll come back to that and see what that looks. 81 speed, hell no. That's not going to work at all. So far, not so good with these guys that we've added to our board. Now, as far as the offensive linemen and defensive tackles, we're not really worried about scouting them. As long as they're good enough, we can go ahead and offer a scholarship there. But these like edges, outsides, and defensive ends, they got to have some kind of speed. Oh, damn, I used up all my hours for the week. All right, so it's cool. We'll advance to the next week. Oh, wait, I can't advance to the next week. I got to play this game. Damn it. I'm not really looking forward to playing this game, but hey, it is what it is. We'll save the game action to the next episode because I think we're about at like, what, 8 minutes? Yeah, I'm looking at the time on this video right now. We're at about 8 minutes. So I'm not going to get into gameplay action because if I get into gameplay action, this video will probably be about 25 minutes long. So we're going to go ahead and cut it right there. As always, if you're here for the first time or you're returning and you haven't liked or subscribed already, please do so. Click that notification tab so you can stay up to speed with more of this Georgia Southern rebuild as well as other College Football 27 content. Again, I appreciate you all for tuning in. That's been my time. Till next time. Peace.